post notice on Mount Temple Comprehensive School board. It's a free school, non-denominational, pretty experimental school. So posh people get to meet not so posh people like me. And Adam is he arrives. He's been thrown out of a posh boarding school, and he walks in, and people are like, who's that? He's going, where's the smoking room? I'm like, what? Smoking room? And Edge was kind of following him around because he was his friend, and Edge therefore wouldn't tell us that Adam couldn't play, but Larry could, and it was just brilliant. The noise, the sound of a real drum kit, the silver and gold of the cymbals, the orchestral sound of those cymbals, Edge's kind of out of tune extraordinariness. It was still extraordinary. And even when we eventually got a record deal, we were still very, very erratic. But erratic's okay. The real enemy of great is very good. And the one thing you two were not was very good.
It's very rare for a band to stay intact with all the same members after 40 years together. What do you put your longevity as you two down to?
I mean, we break up all the time. It's the truth. After usually the good albums, it's really trying for the male ego to suffer the kind of introspection that writing great songs takes, and the extrospection, I might have made that word up, of your mates criticizing what you do. So we have broken up many times, and it's also a good thing to say to yourself, you know what, we might be done, but the thing that has kept us there is unfinished business, a sense that we still haven't maybe got to that sound we hear in our head.
Bono and the band have been together for almost 50 years. My guests on today's Art Hour are the theatre and film director Carrie Cracknell and podcaster, film critic, writer Layla Latif. Carrie, Bono described the creative chemistry of U2. Is there any one person or a group of people who ignite your creativity like that?
I've been so lucky to collaborate with a whole range of artists. I think one of the things in my job is you tend to move from creative team to creative team, and I'm always rather jealous of the longevity of bands and that idea of just having one group that you always go back to. Some of my biggest collaborations have been with designers. I work a lot with a set and costume designer called Tom Scott, and so to some extent the conversations around the shows that we've made together has been the sort of backbone of the last decade for me.
But do you think you can choose people who spark creativity, or is it something that has to happen organically?
I think you can absolutely choose people, and for me so much of the way that I make work is around the conversation at the centre of the making, and I think most interesting things in my life anyway come out of conversation and discourse and difficulty and conflict and agreement and sharing inspiration and images and watching things together. And for me that's where this kind of really fruitful space opens up, and something unconscious, a sort of better set of ideas than I could have had on my own, always seem to bubble up.
Layla, who do you think are the great... I'm going to tie this into film, obviously, for you, but who are the great filmmakers with longevity for you?
For me, it's the ones that kind of continued to doing, like, really pushing the mold right up until the end of their careers. So, like, someone like Senegal's Ousmane Sembène, who was making these wonderful films in the 60s. He was doing Africa's First Features, and then right up until, like, the beginning of the 21st century, he was making films about genital mutilation and, very strong feminist political stuff. And, I've got to love Paul Verhoeven, who I think started early 70s and just last year was making just a really shocking lesbian nun movie, which was great fun as well.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you both so much. You're with the BBC World Service. This is the Arts Hour and I'm Nikki Beattie. On the 14th of May 1948, Israel declared independence, and in a war which began the next day, up to 750,000 Palestinians who'd lived on that land fled or were expelled from their homes. This displacement is referred to by many Palestinians as Al-Nakba, the catastrophe or the disaster, which they remember each year on May the 15th. There are around 5 million Palestinians currently recognised as refugees by the UN. Most live in Jordan, followed by the Gaza Strip, West Bank, Syria, Lebanon and East Jerusalem. Jordanian filmmaker Darin J. Salam's debut feature film, Farah, is set in 1948 Palestine in a small village. Farah, a young teenage girl, is fighting for an education, and just as her father has agreed to it and she's about to leave for the city, Israeli forces enter the region, and Farah decides to stay with her father. He locks her into a concealed food store surrounded by bags of lentils and jars of olives, no water to drink, for her safety, and he promises to return. He doesn't. Farah then sees, through a little hole in the wall, horrific acts of violence. I spoke to Darin J. Salam from Jordan and asked her how she discovered this story.
I always say that this story traveled over the years to reach me. There was a girl, her name was Radiyya, and she survived 1948, the Nakba events in Palestine, and she made it to Syria. She shared her story with another young Syrian girl, and this Syrian girl grew up and got married and shared the story of Radiyya with her daughter, and this daughter happened to be me. So it's a story that I heard when I was a child from my mother, and it stayed with me for years, and I kept thinking of how like she felt, this girl in this room. Also, I was claustrophobic, so I kept thinking of her.
All ladies, you are invited to our premier 13th Annual Women's Conference, Lady to Lady Global Conference 2022. Theme, Joy. Date, Saturday, 30th July. Doors open at 11 a.m. Venue, Fairview's Concert Halls, the Phoenix Theater, Croydon, CR91DG3, United Kingdom. Register on www.ladytoladyglobalorg. Music Minister, CLC Healing Voices. Simeon. Queenie, Ada Ahe.
Congratulations, I have seen the glory of God.
Conference speakers, Reverend Betty King, Pastor Marjorie, Pastor Sandra.
I did come to Lady, and from that day onwards, my life has never been the same.
See you there.
Struggling small business owners. It also reports on the appearance yesterday of the Bank of England Governor Andrew Bailey before the Commons Treasury Select Committee, during which Mr. Bailey stressed the importance of the bank's independence. Well, that story also makes the front of the Daily Telegraph's business pages. They draw attention to the fact that Tom Tugendhat, one of the Conservative leadership candidates, has been questioning the bank's right to independence recently. There's a picture of him on the front page of the business section there, and that's the Telegraph's headline. In fact, Bailey hits back at criticism from Tugendhat. Meanwhile, the Daily Telegraph also reporting leads with leads with yesterday's fall in the euro that took the single currency to the brink of parity against the US dollar. Now, one criticism often levelled at the European tech sector is that it fails to create and grow world-leading businesses in the way that the US tech sector does. But my next guest argues that Europe is now gaining on the US in this regard and that European tech has an exciting future once ahead. She's Melissa Di Donato. She's Chief Executive at SUSE, the multinational open source software company. Melissa, welcome to you. Nice to have a bit of optimism, but why do you say this?
Well, Ian, when we look at the Atomico State of the European Tech Report that just recently came out, it's been proven that Europe is now the second top region globally measured by the level of early stage investments. 3.8 billion in Europe, 4.1 billion in the US. We're gaining. Actually, we're gaining the proof as well with new unicorns here in Europe. In 2021, we had 100 new unicorns coming out of Europe. We're gaining our on the US, the investments, the startups, and the tech giants. We're coming in for them from Europe. Absolutely, we are.
Does it matter that Europe doesn't appear to have a sort of single dominant tech hub like Silicon Valley in the US?
I think that works to our advantage, actually. When the Silicon Valley was started back in the late 70s, early 80s, it was really focused on a 50-mile radius across the San Francisco market, just outside of San Francisco. Whereas in Europe, we're not really needing to be local anymore, aren't we? We're much more virtual. We collaborate in communities globally, not just regionally. So I think, in fact, Europe works in a better way to deliver more innovation out of a bigger hub than the Silicon Valley does. So we've got London, we've got Berlin, we've got lots of areas across Barcelona, Spain, Italy, the same, all of which we can collaborate in a much broader region than just a 50 square mile footage that the Silicon Valley has. So in fact, it works to our advantage.
One criticism that's often levelled at the UK tech sector in particular is that owners and founders don't really stick around long enough. They kind of sell out at the first opportunity. Is that holding back European tech more broadly, that kind of phenomenon?
Well, this is a hot topic right now, and this is one that I've been very vocal about. So as you well know, I'm the CEO of a German-listed company. Just last May, we did our IPO out of Europe, and we had the decision, do we stay in Europe as a European tech brand, a growing, profitable, accelerating tech business, or do we default like so many do to the US markets? Now, we made the decision to stay in Europe. I think it was the right one. We're a little bit immune, if you will, to the volatility that the US markets have on the NASDAQ as an example. It's the right thing to do to stay in Europe. In fact, we can see lots of investment coming in. We can see competitive landscape when it comes to talent. When you look at the cost of acquiring top talent in Silicon Valley, it's exploding in way of cost for European businesses. Whereas here in Europe, the incredible tech talent we have is across not just the UK, but across the entire continent. And we're funneling and fueling with things like the Digital Markets Act, investment. You know, we will have tech giants growing out of Europe. And I believe that's no better position to be in besides where we are right now.
But I mean, it's interesting you say that. I mean, it doesn't appear on the face of it as though European investors are any more discerning. I mean, you've just published your quarterly earnings. Your earnings were up 22%, your sales were up 18%, and yet the stock price has halved since the start of the year. Are you being punished for the sort of broader malaise in the wider quoted tech sector?
It's a tough one, Ian. It's really hard. I think it's hard when you have tech on the label of what it is you do and who you are. Now, we're very different than a lot of the Silicon Valley brands. We're profitable, we're fast growth, we're cash generative, and we earn our shareholders lots of money, unlike the traditional origins of a lot of Silicon Valley companies. So, unfortunately, yes, we are susceptible to the market declines when it comes to the tech brands. We also fall into tech basket deals, right? When they're trading big basket deals of tech, we tend to be in that basket, so we get traded down. But I'm very optimistic. I think we're going to face a volatile summer, but I'm very optimistic about what the autumn will bring for us, not just in tech, but specifically in Europe.
Obviously, given the backdrop, it's quite tough right now. Are you seeing customers taking longer over purchasing decisions?
We were told by the markets that, in fact, when we released earnings last week, we were the first of the big European brands, tech brands specifically, to say that there's a macroeconomic impact to the world and what it's having on our buyers. Now, digital transformation is being sped up now more than ever. Customers are looking for better ways to service their end customers in what could be and is seen as a very volatile time. That being said, we're not seeing deals being shelved. We're not seeing the digital transformation being, put on later discussions or not being decided at all. In fact, we're seeing that decision making is taking a little bit longer because of due diligence, because of the concern of what's going on with the macroeconomic environment. But nothing is being shelved. We're not seeing lost deals. A little bit longer, but they're still coming through.
All right, that's good to hear. Melissa, great to catch up with you this morning. Thank you.
And you. Thanks for having me.
We yesterday brought confirmation that Klarna, the buy now pay later provider, has completed a funding round valuing it at $6.7 billion, down from the $46 billion at which it was valued at its previous funding round just last year. But some tech unicorns are still seeing their valuations rise. The insurtech firm WeFox today announced it's raised $400 million, raising it at $4.5 billion. That is up from $3 billion at which it was valued at its last funding round in June last year. Well, joining me now is the founder and chief executive of WeFox, Julian Tika. Julian, welcome to you. For those unfamiliar with you, what is it that you do?
WeFox is an insurance technology company. We started 6.5 years ago. We've grown the business now this year to 600 million in revenues, 1,300 employees. And we actually raised a very large Series C funding round last year, $650 million US. We didn't need any money. I think this recent investment is a testament to the way that we approach insurtech. because 9 out of 10 insurance policies are sold via human advisors and not via direct. And many of the insurtech peers have set out to eliminate the human advisor in the insurance value chain. What we have said from the beginning is we empower the human advisor with technology, and that has paid off. So we have a significantly more crisis-resistant business model than most peers in the world. And we do not need to spend a lot of marketing dollars on acquiring customers. Plus, we have more profitable customers. Plus, we have more loyal customers and a clear path to profitability despite our 100% year-on-year growth.
Very interested in what you've just said there. You didn't need to raise money right now. Is that then you taking a view on the way funding markets are looking for the next 12 to 18 months?
I like to be a contrarian, and I think every crisis has opportunities. What we have seen over the last couple of weeks and months is that despite the downturn, we have been receiving offers from investors at higher and higher prices. So at one point we said, let's look at what's the opportunity of this crisis. Can we actually grow faster than what we have anticipated? And I think there's 3 elements that have convinced us. The first one is that insurance is a huge market. We're looking at a $5 trillion US dollar market, but I'm not sure if you know, the insurance gap is around 20 trillion. So things that should be insured that are currently not insured. Huge market, huge potential. Number 2, insurance is very crisis resistant. In fact, insurance companies are the oldest companies in the world, only second to breweries. So beer just seems to be a little bit more crisis resistant than insurance. And the third is, in this large crisis resistant industry, we have a super crisis resistant business model with low CAC, fast growth, high profitability. And that's why we said we're going to not shy away, we're going to not slow down, we're going to accelerate, and we're going to go all in order to, after this crisis, be the clear winner on our path to being the #1 insurance player in the world by the end of this decade.
I mean, I'm intrigued that you've gone for this idea of selling via agents. I mean, you've completely turned on its head the business model.
All ladies, you are invited to our premier 13th annual Women's Conference, Lady to Lady Global Conference 2022. Theme, Joy. Date, Saturday, 30th July. Doors open at 11 a.m. Venue, Fairview's Concert Halls, the Phoenix Theater, Croydon, CR91DG3, United Kingdom. Register on www.ladytoladyglobal.org. Music Minister, CLC Healing Voices. Simeon. Queenie, Ada Ahi.
Congratulations, I have seen the glory of God.
Conference speakers, Reverend Betty King, Pastor Marjorie, Pastor Sandra.
I did come to Lady, and from that day onwards, my life has never been the same.
See you there.
Send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
The best radio show. Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
Show them you got the Coco set. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Harry Song, aka Mr. Songs. This is the Kingmaker Baba for the girls. We're here. This is Starr Radio. We don't go nowhere. UK, London. We they call them London for home. We're here. We they call them London. And that's how you know. Just have fun and stay blessed.
All around the world. In your car.
At work.
At home.
On your smartphone.
This is Starr Radio UK. Are you ready to turn it up?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Birds flying high. You know how I feel. Sun in the sky. You know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by. You know how I feel. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. It's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. Hey there, this is Archie. is how I say a massive good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you wherever you might be on planet Earth. And I want to welcome you to the Tuesday edition of the morning show. Today is the 12th day of July, the year 2022, with the time now 10:41 from the hearts of London. I am your honorable and humble servant, the one and only.
This is the morning show with Archie.
But I'm saying good morning to my team this morning. Mr. Olayomi, Mr. Frank Davis behind the scenes, Kojo D behind the scenes as well. All the behind the scenes are working undercover. Yeah, that's a massive good morning to you all. And to my able producer, Mr. Francis Guy here as well. That's a massive good morning to you and welcome all to the program. Welcome on board. To our presenters and management of Starr Radio UK, we salute you. Empress Regina, massive good morning to you. Hope you are doing very, very well as well. And I'm saying special good morning to Joshua F. Moses. Joshua, I hope you are doing well. Welcome, welcome, my brother.
Don't you know God is by your side?
All protocol observed to our listeners in the in Americas, those of you in Europe, those of you in Asia, those of you in Australia, those of you on the African continent. I salute each and every one of you. Especially those of you in Nigeria, in Ghana, Uganda, South Africa, and across the globe where you all listen to us. Tosino in Moscow, Anthony Adedeji in the US, and Amaya Jirgine in Niger. I salute each and every one of you. Share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones and invite them to like our pages as well. But once again, I say a massive, massive, massive welcome. For those of you who have tuned in for the first time, this is how the program goes. I'm going to bring you the quote for the day. The weather forecast will follow suit, then the travel update as well. We'll move on from there to have a look at some of the stories making the rounds across the globe. And then we join me so live, Miko again, exactly at 11 o'clock for him to bring you updates from Nigeria. The program continues at 12 o'clock. The lines are open for you to add your voice to the discussions. Then at 1 o'clock, we'll bring the curtains down for the end of the program. So in the gist, that's what's going to be happening. All right, so let's crack on. As I say all the time, if you are standing, hold on to something. You are sitting, sit very comfortably and buckle up. Get yourself a hot or cold drink. But if you are in the UK, I can tell you today, get yourself a very chilled one, you know. It's as hot as no man's business. But hey, we are here to bring you the best in everything. Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. We are broadcasting live on our own apps. If you go to your app store, whether it's Android or iOS, just look for Starr Radio Global and it will pop up and download it. Got various stations on it. And then we have our interactive bit and a TV section where you can just see everything on the apps. But on social media platform, we are broadcasting live on Twitter, we are broadcasting live on Periscope, we are broadcasting live on YouTube and Facebook as well. So don't miss out at all. And as Akasibin Boy is saying this morning, it's gonna be alright. It doesn't matter how the predictions are, very damning or bleak. I want some more synonyms. Come on, somebody help me out. Whatever it is, it's gonna work out. Some way, somehow it does. I don't know how, but I know for sure that it does. So don't give up hope. Continue plodding on. And let's say morning to my brother Felix all the way in Aberdeen. Kofi Ali, good morning to you. Okay, the quote for today says the greatest determinant of whether a particular circumstance is ideal is a human factor. The greater determinant of whether a particular circumstance is ideal is the human factor. I would say, how do you treat people who you come across or who come across you? And decisions that you make as well. Well, it's all Starr Radio UK. Well, I didn't talk about the weather, and it's been one. I don't want to put it that way. It's not nothing near to hell. But well, it's been quite a hot weather for us. Those of us in the UK, well, some heat wave is hitting the country at the moment, and therefore, those of us in the south, oh my goodness. But let me give you some details of it. If you are London and the southeast of England, this is how the weather is going to be for you for today. But I will tell you, get yourself a cold drink, get yourself some water wherever you are so that you can be sipping on it so you don't dehydrate, right? And those of you, use your sun creams, yeah? Now today will be largely dry day with variable cloud and hazy sunshine breaking through at times. There may be a few spots of light rain towards the end of the day, a hot day as well. And tonight will be rather cloudy, but a few clearer interludes are also possible during any breaks in the cloud. It will be largely dry, but the odd spot of rain cannot be ruled out. A warm night expected as well. When it comes to the temperature is going to be 31 degrees, the lower is going to be 19 degrees. Pollen level is going to be high, UV level is going to be high, pollution is going to be low. Sunset is going to be at 21:15 and sunrise for tomorrow morning 04:57 hours. So coming your way from Starr Radio UK. I seem to like that song. Everything is gonna be alright. So let's hold on to it. Let's take a quick commercial break and let me bring you the travel updates wherever you are. Due to the heat or the hot weather, it's impacting on most of the travels, but I will bring you details of that. So stay tuned, don't you go away.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go from Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Check it out. Keep your eyes on the road.
Well, keep your eyes on the roads. Keep your eyes on the roads. So we'll keep it navigated. I promise. I'm on the Starr Radio Travel Update that comes your way every weekday from 10:40. It's now 10:49. So let's crack on it quickly. Yes. So what is happening on your travel this morning? Those of you on the underground, I can tell you assuredly good service throughout. But if you're embarking on any journey on the underground, please get yourself some cold drink there so that you can sip on it, because we know down there it's very, very hot. Okay. London Tramlink, London Overground, DLR or TFL Rail are in good service. I'm moving on straight to the roads now. The major roads in London: A24, A4, A41, Central London Red routes have all got closures. Now A40 has got serious delays, so if you can avoid it, do your best to do so. One of the good ways of traveling in London is the river bus. But on the river bus, as you know, Olayomi has still got special service. All the others, good service. Now let's move on to the London. Okay, move on straight to the National Rail. That's the final segment of the travel update. Now, Chiltern Railways has got minor delays and First Transfer and Express severe delays. So if you can avoid that, do your best to avoid it. That aside, all the others have got good service. So on that note, as I will say all the time, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you wherever you might be on planet Earth. Enjoy your commute for today, but you know what? Continue to keep those eyes on the road. welcome back to the program. It is Starr Radio UK. That event takes place. I'll be telling you more about that in a moment, but make sure you join. You want to be business inclined? You want to know exactly what is happening there? Then make sure on the 14th, that's this Thursday, yes, that program is going to be taking place from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Bibi Clement is going to be one of the guest speakers there, and it's international speaker, businesswoman, and author of How to Go from Employee to Entrepreneur, and it's taking place at NatWest Conference Center, 250 Bishop Gate, London, EC2M 4AA, nearest station, London Liverpool Street. Now, for general inquiries, email conference team at aspireconsultancy.com. For more information, visit aspireconsultancy.com. All right, then. Well, so this afternoon we're going to bring you something from the BB Means Business Program, where they'll be talking about this event that's going to be taking place. So make sure you make a date with her when she comes on. But let me take the opportunity to say good morning to Karim Tunde. So watching live from Akala Express, Ibadan. Wow, Karim, thank you very, very much, and well done. It is Starr Radio UK. Now let's go global trotting whilst we wait for some of the stories going to come in your way from Nigeria when we have Mr. Olayomi on. But some of the headlines that has popped up this morning: Tinubu, Shatima, top APC members who resigned over Muslim ticket. Well, and then check out the video. Okay, Aisha Yusufu proposes raising 100 billion naira to fund Peter Obi's campaign. Now, Peter Obi seems to be a lame horse, but hey, he's making lots of noise. People are thinking that he's just a bystander, but look, I think he's making lots of noise and causing people to quiver in their shiver in their boots. Well, so what do you think? Buhari tells APC governors why Tinubu announced Shetima in Daura. Okay, we'll be saying more about that. Muslim ticket. Do you think that is the end of the APC? If you are hailing or listening to us from you hail from the south, and you think that no, there should be a fine balance to it. Maybe you have different faith. Do you think that will help? Because when you have a Muslim Christian ticket, we have what the Fulanis who seem to be causing lots of havoc there. Now, so when you're going to have a Muslim ticket, how is it going to pan out? Because some people are of the view that there is this agenda or a conspiracy that they want to just Islamize the whole of Nigeria. And I have friends who are Muslims, who are liberal Muslims. Okay, they are not those what do you call it, conservatives where we think Sharia, blah, blah, blah. They are not that kind of. But we'll be looking into those stories in a moment. What do you think about all that and more? Going to be coming your way. In Ghana, Public Service Workers Union to strike on July 19. Well, the president was saying that, teachers, come back. You know what? This time I didn't say that your reward is in heaven any longer, but it seems that the teachers are not coming back. Key evidence against former Senate boss Ernest Thompson. Supreme Court preserves that. Why is the Supreme Court preserving a key evidence against Ernest Thompson? We'll be looking into that story as well from Ghana, and then some more will be coming from there as well. And then in other African countries, Mali authorizes 49 Ivory Coast soldiers arrest. Mali authorizes 49 Ivory Coast soldiers arrest. Why are they authorizing that, and what have these Ivorian soldiers done? Were they part of the team who helped in planning that coup d'etat, or were they ones who were against that coup d'etat? What exactly has happened there? We'll be bringing you more on that front once we come on. Okay, and then tributes continue to pour in for Angola's former leader Dos Santos, who some are saying that well, he seemed they think there's something fishy going on or dodgy going on pertaining to his cause, the cause of his loss of life. But we'll bring you more on that front once we get there. Now, SAS unit repeatedly killed Afghan detainees. That is what an expose from the BBC is saying. Internal emails seen by the BBC shows top special forces officers were aware of concerns over killings. And Sam Mo Farah reveals he was trafficked to the UK as a child. The Olympic star says the name Mohammed Farah was given to him by a stranger who flew him to the UK. So it's not Farah. So what is his real name? How many, those of us who come from, some people have got about 10 or 5 names, different names. The name was metamorphosing gradually. Well, so what is his real name? Isn't not going to change his name? And then, how is everything going to pan out for him? Well, he's done his due, or somebody's paid his due. So, yes, a lot more. And then some other stories coming from other parts of the world. Japan mourns ex-Prime Minister Shinzo Abe at funeral. Thousands showed up to pay their last respect to Japan's longest-serving Prime Minister. And then Iran plans to supply Russia with drones. U.S. is warning. A top U.S. official says Iran is preparing to send weapons capable of drones to Russia for use in Ukraine. And that is a tough one. I don't know whether it's something to incite the West to also now say, well, let's give as much as we can to Ukraine. Well, this is a lot more we're going to be looking at in the next few minutes. But now, enjoy this song fully, uninterrupted now, from Akese Brimpong, the symphonic. Everything is gonna be all right.
Worldwide, online 24/7.
You are listening to Starr Radio Morning Show.
Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Can I get Symphonic to try something tonight? Can I get you to try something tonight? Are you ready? Alright. Hey. To the left, to the right, everybody. Everybody say now. To the left, to the right, to the left, to the right, everybody. Everybody say to the left, to the right, everybody. Everybody say now. To the left, to the right, to
worldwide online 24/7.
The best radio show.
Starr Radio. Radio for the people. Vibe.
Now you say this. Oh yeah, oh yeah.
This is Starr Radio UK. This is Starr Radio UK.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go from Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Welcome back to the program. It is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Before we continue with the program, let me do the socials. Yes, Inspire Day Nursery is announcing a summer barbecue 2022. It's going to take place on Saturday, the 23rd of July from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. It's going to be at 68 Windmill Road. The postcode is CR02XP in Croydon. Now, there's going to be games, bouncy castle, face painting, music, raffle, and great food. Tickets in advance, £3 per person. Babies under 1 come in for free. More on the door. Please bring money and a spirit of giving. All proceeds will go to the Noah's Ark Children Hospice. So make a date on the 23rd of July. All right then. And then the other announcement that I still want to bring your way pertains to the event that is going to be taking place in London. In London. And this program is on Thursday, the 14th of July from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the NatWest Conference Center. It is Aspire celebration, celebrating female empowerment. Okay, at the UK Black Business Entrepreneurs Conference 2022, and they're going to have guest speakers Michelle Moore, Dr. Claire Anyam Osigwe, Ajua Enim, BB Clement of our arts of our own, now Yvonne Wheeler or Waiter, Nicola Millington, JC Stewart. Now you don't want to miss out on that, especially those of us who support our women folks. Well. The UK BBEC event day ticket. Go to Eventbrite, you can get it there. It is £55 plus booking fee. Okay, for general inquiries, email conference teams at aspireconsultancy.com. For more information, visit aspireconsultancy.com in partnership with the program that's going to be taking place. But it's all coming away from Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Bringing the time now to 6 minutes past the top of the hour. Now 7 minutes past the top of the hour. And let me take this opportunity So a massive good morning to Suleiman Yusuf. Says good morning to you all, Yoruba Nation now. Yes, and Joshua has posted a nice comment and a comment. Okay, I'm not here to be judging the comments. Whatever your thoughts are, you can just put it across. So far as is air friendly or broadcast friendly, I will read them out. Now Joshua says that for the fact that the Fulani people have been fighting for a while now to curtail and of course to Islamize the whole of the country, it is crystal clear or no doubt that for Tinubu to be a bona fide Muslim and to choose his running mate as a Muslim as well, there's something suspecting or to the accomplishment of their mission. Let other ethics in Nigeria, most especially that is talking about ethnic groups in Nigeria, most especially the Yoruba people, think Mr. Tinubu passing to assume the office coming 2023 is going to favor any Nigerian in general. There's something hidden and obscure to us all in the country, but very pellucide to the Boko Haram concourse. Now it's quite a deep thought that he has expressed there, and that's why I was asking the question: a Muslim ticket? When we had the Muslim Christian ticket, see how things are panning out, and then talk less when we go to get a Muslim ticket. What do you think? And I say I have lots of Muslim friends, who are liberal. I have Mr. Olayomi Koiki, who's a Muslim. He's liberal. I mean, you see his thoughts. Maybe because he's lived in this part of the world, so maybe it's. But I know those of you in Nigeria who also ascribe with the Islamic religion. You don't see anything wrong with that. You think that no, we can live peaceably. But for people to plan to somehow try to Islamize the whole country, then that is a massive problem, where there's going to be Sharia. The other time, where a lady in one of the universities up north in Nigeria who was stoned because she had made a statement. Now, they could have taken her to the court or something, or let her defend herself. Is it a state of mind? Was she going cuckoos? What was happening to her? But she wasn't given the choice or the chance to even defend herself, and she was stoned to death. Now we see a lot of things that is happening. Somebody goes there, maybe because it's one country, it's not an Islamic country, so somebody, you can trade. I want to drink alcohol, you don't want to drink it. Now why should my drinking of alcohol infringe on your freedom? So far as I'm not spiting you or pouring it in your face or doing anything, you don't have any case. But this is a case where we are saying that this is a civil society or a country as a whole. It's not a religious country, no. So we've got multiplicity there. But this is a case where people are trying to take the laws into their own hands, and they say, well, this is what we're going to be doing when it comes to our place. But what do you think? Muslim ticket, is that the end of the APC? Would that give Peter Obi the chance to just come in and just change the whole thing? And with Peter Obi's momentum at the moment, where they're talking about raising about $100 million for his campaign, do you think that, well, it seems to cause other politicians to quiver in their boots? What do you think? Well, it is all Starr Radio UK. Some of the stories that Mr. Olayomi has posted on, I'm going to be touching on it because it seems to have been caught up in some delays, but he will be with us in a moment as and when he has the chance. So please bear with me. Please bear with me whilst I try to bring you those stories as well. It is all coming away from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Okay, now let's crack on. A couple of them. There are lots that has been posted there, as I've said. So, first of all, now Tinubu Shatima, top APC members who resigned over Muslim tickets. So some people have resigned because of that. The decision of the presidential candidate of the All Progressive Congress, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to fill a Muslim ticket for the 2023 presidential election has attracted a barrage of outcry, leading to the exit of key members from the party. It will be recalled that the APC presidential candidate Bola Tinubu, after meeting with President Muhammadu Buhari on Sunday in Douala, Katsina State, announced the choice of former Borno State Governor Senator Kashim Shettima as his running mate. The announcement effectively confirmed the decision by the ruling party to fill the Muslim ticket for the 2023 presidential race, despite a good section of Nigerians rejecting the idea. Now below is a list of key members of the ruling party who immediately tendered their resignation following the development. The lawmaker representing Adamawa North Senatorial District, Ishaku Abo, who described Bola Tinubu's decision to pick a Muslim as his running mate as irresponsible, resigned his membership in a Tinubu support group. And then the lawmaker confirmed his stand in a chat with people, some other newspapers, and he said, now for Tinubu now to be given the ticket and turn around to do what he couldn't achieve in 2015 despite opposition from Catholics and other Christian leaders is extremely irresponsible. He further stated Buhari fought a civil war and understand the consequences of a divided nation. When Tinubu wanted to be VP, Vice President in 2015, Buhari said no because he understood the importance of unity. Now, Nollywood actor Kenneth Okonkwo also resigned his membership of All Progressive Congress following Asiwaju Bola Tinubu's decision to pick a Muslim as his running mate there as well. And Kenneth on Monday condemned the APC national leader's decision while asking God to deliver the country from the hands of power grabbers who elevate the quest for power above the pursuit of purpose. A chieftain of Daniel Bwala, a chieftain of the All Progressive Congress, joined the link of members who announced his resignation after the party's presidential candidate Bola Tinubu announced his running mate. Now, Bwala, in a post in his Twitter account on Sunday, noted that he's dumping the ruling party on principles and conviction that he holds so dear. He further stated that at this point, what Nigeria needs is for us to work towards uniting the country. The APC chieftain wrote, "Tonight, I officially resigned by my membership of the official APCNG on principles and conviction that I hold so dear. At this time of our national existence, our efforts and energy should gravitate towards uniting our people." Now, do you think they can get Nigeria united? Well, Anthony Adedeji all the way in the US. Let me say massive good morning to you. And let me take a quick commercial break. And I'm going to be with you. Stay tuned and don't you go away. A lot more going to be coming from Nigeria.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go from Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Welcome back to the program. It is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, bringing the time now to exactly 16 minutes past 11, and it is the Tuesday edition of the morning show. I remain yours sincerely, the one and only Archie. So stay tuned, don't you go away, especially my lovely listeners from Nigeria who are all enjoying the program this morning. Those of you in the US, Anthony, I hope you are doing very well. And Anthony is a wonderful guy, you know. He wakes up at dawn because by this time, if we are 6 hours ahead of the US, that means that, okay, depending on even where he is, the closest at 6 hours, that means that it's about 5 a.m. there, and he's awake listening to us. Anthony, thumbs up, I duck my heart for you. All right then. Now let's move on to some of the other stories making the rounds in Nigeria. Now Amechi has also quit the APC. Now, is it because of the Muslim ticket thing that is happening? And as I've said, Nigeria is a secular state. It's not a Muslim country, neither is it a Christian country. So, a Muslim ticket. And that's why some people are very, very worried. Even when we have a Muslim-Christian ticket, what has happened? Talk less when we have a Muslim ticket. Now, former governorship candidate of the Defunct Action Congress of Nigeria, the ACN in Rivers State, Prince Tonye has resigned his membership of the All Progressive Congress with immediate effect. What is causing him to do so? We're going to be looking into that in a moment. And as I've said, I'm trying to get Mr. Olayomi, but he's working on some of the stories that he's posted, and I'm looking into it whilst he gets himself ready. Okay. Yeah. As I've said, yes, he's working tirelessly to make sure the program is going on, but he can't be joining us. So I'm going to bring you all the stories that he has posted. Now, Prince Will, who is an ally of immediate past Minister of Transportation Rotimi Amechi, said his resignation was in protest against the choice of Kashim Shettima as running mate to Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu in the 2023 presidential election. In his resignation letter addressed to the chairman of the Ward 3 Royal Ward, Buguma City in Azari, Toru local government area, he said he cannot continue to argue for equity in my state and defend inequity in my country. And there should be balance, whatever it is. As I said, it is a secular country. It's neither Christian nor Muslim. So for them to be a Muslim, is there fair representation up there? Well, some people think that, well. I mean, there's going to be fair representation, but what do you think about all that? It's coming away from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. However, Kwankwaso has opened up on endorsing Tinubu. Now, of course, Kwankwaso comes from the north, and so somebody say, well, it's obvious that that's what. But you're looking at where people are talking about the unity of the country, where we see this great divide, and you ask yourself, what is going to happen? The Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, that RMK presidential campaign organization, has described as fake report that Rabiu Kwankwaso, who is the presidential candidate of the new Nigeria People's Party for the 2023 general election, has endorsed Bola Tinubu. Now, Politics Nigeria report that RMK presidential campaign organization said the former Kano state governor is still fully in the presidential race and that he is not distracted by the misleading report that he has declared support for the All Progressive Congress, the APC presidential flag bearer. In a statement on Thursday, my apologies, on Tuesday, as this morning, by Muyi Fatosa, an aide to Kwankwaso, the group said Kwankwaso has continued to enjoy widespread support from the vast majority of Nigerians. For the records and avoidance of doubt, in the interview with Dr. Rubin Abati, where Dr. Rubin Abati asked Senator Kwankwaso of his opinion about Osiwaju Bola Tinubu, Senator Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso stated clearly in his response that Bola Tinubu is my friend of many years. If I had not contested, I would have commended him. That's what he said. He said, if I have not contested, I would have commended him. I do not play politics of bitterness. We are both in the presidential race, but I am a better candidate. It is unfortunate to see many people taking the above statement to mean an endorsement of Tinubu and promoting such misconstrued message on the media, the statement said. The campaign organization strongly described as untrue the report that His Excellency Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso has in any way endorsed Bola Tinubu and urged the general public to always verify the authenticity of whatever they see on the media or in the media. The organization also encouraged stakeholders, party members, fans and supporters of Senator Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso to disregard the fake report making waves on the social media platforms and continue to support the right man for the job, Senator Kwankwaso, in every way possible. And that's what he also said there. 11:22 the time, Starr Radio UK, the station, the morning show, your program. Well, the other dark horse in the race, it's not a lame horse, a dark horse, yes, that is Peter Obi. The co-convener of the Bring Back Our Girls movement and political activist Aisha Yusufu has called on Nigerians to raise funds for the presidential campaign of Peter Obi, the presidential candidate for the Labour Party. Now, Yusufu, in a post on her Twitter account, noted that the presidential campaign is expensive and Obi does not have money to depend on for his campaign. We know others have enriched themselves so much so that they can afford to do so. Now, she charged the former governor of Anambra State to open a GoFundMe account, adding that there must be stringent measures to ensure accountability and transparency. The activist further stated that Obi's campaign must start now, as he does not have the luxury of time like other presidential candidates. Now, Yusuf, in a series of posts on her Twitter account, wrote, "Presidential campaign is expensive. It needs billions. Can we raise 100 billion? Can Peter Obi at Peter Obi set up an account, GoFundMe, mobile payment for the nation to start? There must be stringent measures to ensure accountability and transparency." The biggest factor the average politician has is either money or access to money. I believe with Peter Obi, the people have to contribute that money. There is no state money that Peter Obi will be dependent on, or even state machinery. There is no time. Plans should be in high gear now. Other candidates have the luxury of time. Peter Obi does not. And so things should be in high motion. People are ready to donate. Peter Obi should have his financial team set up the necessary accounts, GoFundMe and mobile payment system, and launch the campaign fundraising. Not one of that different groups of people will be setting up. Okay, that goes on further to say this election is now glaringly one of survival for many Nigerians, and we must put our monies where our votes are. We will have to be the ones donating to our candidate. The people must be the power brokers. The 100 billion is doable. Our little money, when added together by many of us, will lead to that sum. Let us not be afraid. She goes on to say, now, if you are listening to us this morning, are you prepared to donate a sum into Peter Obi's campaign through the GoFundMe account that is going to be created pretty soon? Do you think that will stop whatever is happening in Nigeria? Do you think Peter Obi coming, to the forefront, having creating that GoFundMe, and therefore people is the people, the support on the ground who are pushing and urging him on? If he happens to win the election, wouldn't you feel proud about it? But the question is, would that cause those of you who are looking at the whole situation and saying that what is happening in Nigeria, we've gotten to a point that it seems there is no return and therefore we just want out of it? Would you think that will give you that edge to say, okay, now let's sit back, I think something good is happening? Would you do so? Adedayo Adesola, good morning to you, sir. Prince Abimbola Asode, good morning. White Lion and Mr. Archie, Yoruba Nation is here, no going back. Thank you very much. Continue to enjoy the program. There are some of the stories that Mr. Olayomi has posted across that I am bringing your way. Some other stories there. Sanwo-Olu urges Yoruba sons, daughters to unite for Tinubu. Well, we'll be bringing you more on that. Buhari discloses major problem with Tinubu Shetima ticket. I'm going to bring you those ones as well, so don't you worry at all. There's okay, and then Funke has also. I'll be bringing you more on that front, so just stay tuned. Let me bring you some of the other stories. Now, Sanwo-Olu has urged Yoruba sons, daughters to unite for Tinubu. Why is it that Sanwo-Olu is looking for a chance to get some big posts when Tinubu comes in power? Now, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu of Lagos State on Monday called on Yoruba sons and daughters to unite and support the presidential aspiration of Senator Bola Tinubu. Now, Sanwo-Olu made the call at the 2022 edition of the annual Ojude Oba Festival in Ijebu Ode, Ogun State. Now, he urged the Yoruba race to support Tinubu since he was an experienced politician even within Africa. It goes on further to say, let me pronounce that in the unifying spirit of the Ojude Oba celebration, it is my firm hope and belief that the Yoruba race will unite as one behind the momentous candidature of Osiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But do you think that will happen? And maybe if Tinubu comes into power, if he's voted into power, maybe he will be the one who can, cause the marginalization to cease. But do you think that's going to happen? He is a proud son of the race and one of the most formidable and experienced politicians to have ever emerged from Africa. Sanwo-Olu said that the Ojude Oba had grown to become a prominent cultural and religious festival in Nigeria and yet stayed true to its Islamic roots. According to him, celebrations like the Ojude Oba reminds that evil will never triumph over good. Now, it goes on for Sanwo-Olu also praised the historical and cultural bond between Lagos and Ogun State, saying that they were shaped by same forces and experiences. He said that the two states were nourished by the same waterways and lived up to the same Omoluabi standards and ideals. Now, this was what spurred my brother Governor Dr. Dapo Abiodun and I to, in 2021, establish the Lagos Ogun Joint Development Commission to collaborate on key areas of mutual benefits and development and accelerate socio-economic growth for all our communities and our people. The road network linking Ijebu Ode, Epe and Lekki is yet another concrete manifestation of our collaboration. Ogun has completed its own stretch while we will complete our own end this year. Now, this will open up new commercial and logistics opportunities in that axis and positively impact the lives of our people. Our Adian Waterworks project draws its water from the Ogun River. These are just a few examples of the very many ways in which our destinies are bound together, he said. The annual Ojude Oba Festival is hosted by the Awujale of the Ijebu and paramount ruler of Ijebu land, Oba Sikiru Adetona. It was last held in 2019 as the COVID-19 pandemic stopped the 2020 and 2021 editions. Now it goes on. 5 persons also won tricycles in the raffle draw sponsored by telecommunications company Globacom. The Hausa community was represented in their numbers, while the chief imam of Ijebu Ode and grand imam of Ijebu land, Sheikh Miftudin Bade Gesin said the opening prayer. Well, we hope that some peace. Whatever happens, that's one thing that I always talk about, that peace will prevail. Not that what we're seeing in Ukraine. We don't want to see anything of the sort, do we? Well, it is all Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. A couple of stories more before we bring the updates from Nigeria to close there, but continue to share your take with us, whatever it might be. Those of you on the Facebook, those of you on the YouTube, and all the other platforms that we are broadcasting on. Okay, now Buhari has come out to say that he seems to see a problem, a major problem with the Tinubu Shatima ticket. Now, what is he talking there about? Muhammad Bello Buhari, a public affairs commentator, has identified religion as the major problem with the Tinubu Shatima ticket of the All Progressive Congress. Now, recall that APC presidential candidate Bola Tinubu on Sunday, after a closed-door meeting with President Muhammad Buhari in Daura, Katsina State, announced former governor of the Borno State, Kashim Shettima, as his running mate. Now, following the announcement, Nigerians home and abroad have continued to express their reaction regarding the Muslim ticket. In a post on his Facebook page on Tuesday, Buhari said Tinubu made the right choice by picking Shettima, who is a North-Easterner, as his running mate. Now, he opined that Tinubu's only offense is being a Muslim from the south and selected a Muslim running mate. Now, Buhari therefore said that only if Tinubu is a Christian, his ticket would have been the most qualified ticket in terms of fairness and unity. Now, what do you think about that? It's quite an interesting one. It's all coming away from Star Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Okay, let's move on to the final story from Nigeria, and we bring the update from Nigeria to a close for today. I apologize for Olayomi because you could not be in live, but these are some of the stories that is put across that I brought your way. Now, Funke Akindele confirmed as PDP governorship running mate in Lagos. Nollywood star Funke Akindele, also known as Jennifer, has been confirmed as the 2023 deputy governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party for the Lagos governorship race. Her candidacy was confirmed on Tuesday by the Lagos governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Dr. Olajide Adediran, aka Jando, in a sponsored advert. Story says that understand that Akindele defeated other aspirants, including former governorship aspirant Gbadebo Rhodes Vivo, former senatorial candidate for Lagos East Yeye Shubajo, another governorship aspirant David Kolawole Vaughn, known as Dakova, and engineer Teslim Balogun to clinch the slot. Now, it is understood that the decision was reached based on the fact that Funke Akindele is from Ikorodo and Lagos East Senatorial District, like the incumbent deputy governor, and will be able to use her popularity to pull votes for the PDP. Now, confirming the development, Akindele also posted a video of her verified Instagram page where she disclosed she accepted the role. I saw it as an opportunity to help liberate and improve the well-being of our people, particularly the deprived youth, women, and the girl child. Well, do you think this will bring about a turnaround when it comes to the division in the country at the moment with the election or selection of these various people? Do you think that is going to do? Well. My producers, Olayomi, has sent one other story. Let me touch on that quickly, and then we'll bring the update to a close. Now, bandits, Boko Haram could stop 2023 election from holding. Do you think that is going to happen? Now, former finance minister during Ibrahim Babangida's military regime, Olufale, has expressed fears that the 2023 general election may not hold because of worsening bandits and Boko Haram attacks. And we've said this, that maybe the government can plan something of the sort, and then, well, it's not us, insecurity, and therefore we have to crack down or make sure we instill security, and therefore the elections will not hold. Now, recently, Boko Haram fighters seized control of the prisons in Kuje and Abuja suburb, freeing hardened criminals into the nation's capital. I pray that terrorists will allow the election 2022 to take place. Some few days ago, they burnt down the INEC office somewhere in the southeast. They have been doing that for a long time, so we hope the election will even be possible, he said. He told journalists. Now, Mr. Falai explained that if the election eventually holds, the outcome may not be credible and acceptable to Nigerians. He feared worsening insecurity nationwide could prevent the 2023 general election from being held. If during voting, shooting takes place and there are riots, and the outcome will not be credible, I am hoping that we will be able to have an election next year, the ex-minister said. He also called for a genuine leader to take over the reins of power in the country. So who is genuine among those who are contending, or the contestants? Now, we need a president who shows genuinely that he is for all Nigerians. He does not just say it, he acts it, and in all his decisions, and shows that he cares for all Nigerians, explained Mr. Falai. Now, according to him, Nigeria needs a president that knows and acts that the country belongs to everybody. Now, that is what Nigeria wants. A fair-minded person. It does not matter where he comes from. My apologies. Yeah. After all, wherever or whoever is Nigeria's president must come from one particular family, one particular tribe, and one particular town, Mr. Falai said. He noted it is stupid to be sectional as president. The Yoruba leader pointed out that a true Nigerian should know that apart from his people, there are also other tribes that have equal claim to the Nigerian patrimony. If he acts accordingly, Nigerian will hail him. Now, Mr. Falai, however, expressed concerns that most Nigerian politicians are sectional. Now, unfortunately, said the politician, most politicians we have now are tribalistic, and they are not exposed to all to still be thinking that they are from Kanuri, Igbo, Fulani, Yoruba. But if we have a Nigerian who sees all as Nigerians, that is the way out of our problem. Well, do you think that is going to happen? And do you think that election is going to take place? With what he said, looking at the security issue that is going on at the moment, the insecurity, abductions, killings, prison breaks, and all sorts. Do you think it's going to get to a point and then somebody say no, this wouldn't happen? And what do you think if even you are in the queue going to vote and suddenly some people appear from nowhere shooting? Do you think you're going to stand there and say, oh wait, I need to be in the queue, I need to cast my vote? All that's going to happen, people are going to scatter and scamper whatever has gone on, and whoop, will we say the result of that election as credible? Or is it that if you want to, maybe you say that your fortunes are turning negatively, the only way forward that you, or how you can also get your way out, is maybe get some people to just go firing shots, and the people will flee, and then you get your chance of doing whatever you want to do. But well, may God help Nigeria. That's what I would say. May God help Nigeria. May God help West Africa. May God help Africa, and may God help the whole world as well, wherever you are listening to us from. It is Starr Radio UK, and that brings us to the end of the news that is making the rounds in Nigeria today. We're going to take a break, and once we come back, I'll bring you some lovely tune, and we continue with the show. Don't you go away. Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London.
All ladies, you are invited to our premier 13th annual Women's Conference, Lady to Lady Global Conference 2022. Theme, Joy. Date, Saturday, 30th July. Doors open at 11 a.m. Venue, Fairview's Concert Halls, the Phoenix Theater, Croydon, CR91DG3, United Kingdom. Register on www.ladytoladyglobal.org. Music Ministers, CLC Healing Voices. Simeon. Queenie. Ada Ehi.
Congratulations, I have seen the glory of
Here's Reverend Betty King, Pastor Marjorie, Pastor Sandra.
I did come to Lady, and from that day onwards, my life has never been the same.
See you there.
Welcome to Gabby Dave Global. We are a UK-based online e-commerce store, the first of its kind with license to trade in African products. Some of the products are clothing brands and all beauty accessories, hair and beauty brands, natural aphrodisiacs, processed and dried unprocessed food. Our mission at Gabby Dave is to connect African and Caribbean businesses to customers globally. At Gabby Dave, we ensure our sellers get the best deal for their products. We are not just here to help you reach a wider audience. We are also a distribution center to support business growth by fulfilling orders to your customers from our warehouse, making sure customers receive their products on time. We are inviting all Black-owned businesses to trade on our platform because we strongly believe Africans have a unique brand the customer would appreciate globally. So get in touch today and let us make your product and business go far. Here are some of the benefits of using Gabby Dave Global. User-friendly platform, track your shipment, online support, transparent process, multiple SKUs, multiple products, a platform that encourages manufacturers as well as traders. Our marketing and PR interventions amplifies yours. Organized products and categories for easy access and navigation. Access to global community, especially within UK and Europe.
Send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Everybody's got a thing, but some don't know how to handle it.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Always reaching out in vain.
The best radio show.
Not with heaven born.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Don't you worry about a thing. Don't you
In your car, at work,
at home,
on your smartphone.
'Cause I'll be standing.
This is Starr Radio UK.
When you check it out.
This is Starr Radio UK.
They say a style of life to drag, and that you must go.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Okay, so don't worry about a thing. Don't you worry about a thing. Yes. Coming your way from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Bringing the time now to exactly 11:45, and it is the Tuesday edition of the morning show. So wherever you are, don't touch the dial. Okay. Now we're going to move on. We're going to look at some of the other stories making the rounds in other parts of the world. I was trying to line up a song for you, but it seemed to be eluding me. But let me see. Maybe I can still get it for you. Yes, I've got one lined up for you. It's one of the favorites of one of our presenters on Star Radio UK, and that is Mr. Dan Tabiri. It's one of a cover version of Bob Marley's "Don't Worry About a Thing."
This is Star Radio UK.
Don't worry about a thing. Every little thing is gonna be alright. Don't worry about a thing. Every little thing is gonna be alright. Rise up this morning, smile with the rising sun. 3 little bears pitch by my doorstep, singing sweet songs of melodies pure and true, saying, "No, this is my message to you. Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Don't worry about a thing. Every little thing
This is Star Radio UK.
Rise up this morning, smile with the rising sun. 3 little birds by my doorstep, singing sweet songs of melodies pure and true, saying, "No, this is my message to you. Don't worry about a thing. Every little thing is gonna be alright. Don't worry about a thing. Every little thing is gonna be alright. Don't worry about a thing. Every little thing is gonna
This is
be
Star Radio UK.
Don't worry about a thing. Every little thing is gonna be alright.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go from Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Star Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Welcome back to the program, and it's Star Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, bringing the time now to 10 minutes to the top of the hour. And now we're going to be looking at some of the other stories making the rounds in other parts of the world. At 12 o'clock now, opening the lines for you to have your voice heard, joining with your thoughts pertaining to issues that is going on. But before then, you can put it on our Facebook page or YouTube channel as it's going on, and I will definitely, without a shadow of a doubt, read it out. But let me just quickly go to the Facebook page and see the YouTube channel to see if there have been any other additions there. Well, Ibokon Ogunfetimi, I hope I pronounced your name well, says, we Yoruba people want to use this opportunity to inform the world that enough is enough, as we Yorubas want to reclaim our lands and heritage, our dignity caused by the 1914 amalgamation. Hashtag ABBC, hashtag Sky News. All right then. Yes, follow it. As I said, send us your thoughts pertaining to everything that is happening, and I promise you one thing for sure, that I'm definitely going to read them out as and when I get them. Okay, so as far as they are air friendly, I would definitely touch on those ones. It is all coming your way from Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. All right then, so now let's move on to some other stories making the rounds this around, looking at some of the stories from Ghana as well. Well, the Supreme Court had preserved key evidence against former Snate boss Ernest Thompson. So why are they doing so? The Supreme Court has, in a unanimous decision, dismissed a case filed by former Director General of the Social Security and National Insurance Trust, Snate, Ernest Thompson. The court turned down his request to set aside 2 special audit reports into the operation of an operational business suit acquired by Snate. Mr. Thompson is accused of causing $14.8 million loss to the state through the acquisition and use of the suit. The former Snate boss had told an Accra High Court that the 2 audit reports, which made damning and adverse finding against him, were compiled by Snate without any opportunity for him to respond to it. This, he insisted, breached his right to a fair hearing. He therefore wanted the court to restrain the Attorney General from presenting the said report or using them. The High Court ruled in favor of the Attorney General. It noted that the rule on the need for a fair hearing only applies where a person is entitled to be heard because they have a right to be heard. Now, the court noted that at the time the report was issued, Mr. Thompson was no longer an employee of Snate, and that Snate could not impose sanctions on him. It described the 2 documents as opinions of experts which were not binding even on a judge in a criminal trial. Mr. Thompson then proceeded to the Court of Appeal to challenge the decision of the High Court. He insisted that once the court found that he was not given a fair hearing, it should have restrained the Attorney General from using the reports. The Court of Appeal, however, affirmed the High Court decision, indicating that Snate had not taken any step against Mr. Thompson on the basis of the audit report. The former Snate boss then took the matter to the Supreme Court. The Apex Court said the audit report carried no decision-making weight. It additionally noted that Mr. Thompson had the opportunity to respond to the audit report through a letter written to him by the Economic and Organized Crime Office, the EOCO. Now, EOCO letter, the court noted, attached a document which was effectively an extract of the 2 reports in contention. The court therefore dismissed the case filed by Mr. Thompson, awarding a cost of 5,000 cedis against him as well. Well, so that is that story. Well, though he says that I wasn't given the fair opportunity to defend myself when it came to that auditing, but under his watch, did those things happen? And if they did, interestingly, we have in Ghana where we have government or parties coming to power, and they say, when we come to power, we're going to prosecute anybody who's stealing state funds or has actually how did they even put it? Let me get it right for you. Where individuals have been involved in overseeing projects or has caused financial loss to the state, and up to now, I've not heard one who has actually been taken to court and the court have said that yes, that is true. So I ask myself, is it because they've got a good defense team that's working on it, or, as you know, is it that the prosecution is not doing its work the way they're supposed to, or is it you rub my back, I rub your back? Is that what seems to be going on? But I want to have your take on those issues, because at times I ask myself the question. Then maybe the government, the incoming government, the one who came into power, who promised that, actually didn't know exactly what had gone on and didn't have enough evidence to actually prosecute these people. So why don't you let them be rather than you just frustrating them? Well, it is all Star Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, we talked about the fact that Ghana had gone to the IMF for a bailout. Yesterday, we were talking about the fact, looking at Nigeria as well, and apparently Nigeria has already been, and we are awaiting what amount was given to Nigeria, or what structure adjustment program has been given to them by the IMF. An associate professor of finance at the University of Ghana Business School, Eleklimi Komla Agboyo, has called for the change in the structure of Ghana's economy. According to him, this is one of the prudent measures needed to stabilize the economy. He believes Ghana can actualize its dream of becoming a wealthy country by changing the structure of the economy rather than seeking an IMF bailout. Now, for me, what the IMF program does for us is to provide us some space and time to be able to put our house in order. So that gives us time in the short to medium term to be able to implement the necessary policies to ensure that the economy is stronger. He was contributing to discussions that centered on the country's decision to seek an IMF bailout as part of measures to cushion the economy and how the country can do away with this development. Now, it goes on further to say, during the disclosure, which also sought to provide solution to the country's endless economic woes, he emphasized that until Ghana is able to change the structure of the economy, the country will continue to frequent the IMF. He said, according to the professor, for the structure of the economy to change, there is a need to focus on certain key factors, such as improving the level of financial development, ensuring that the exchange rate is stabilized, and finding ways to bring inflation and interest rates down. He further noted that one way of curbing inflation is by relying on domestic production. But have we created that environment for domestic production to take place? If we are very efficient, we can produce at a lower cost compared to importing from abroad, he said on Monday, July 12, adding that adding that once inflation is curbed, lending rates will also be reduced. He mentioned that all these factors, if taken into consideration, will create growth in the economy. But my question is, do the economists not know this? The finance minister, his team, don't they have a clue of this? Someone will say, oh yes, they do. So if they do, why haven't they implemented that? What are they looking at? What are they trying to do? Why they've not implemented that? Well, it's all coming away from Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. We are nearing 12 o'clock, and it is 12 o'clock now. We'll be looking into some of the other stories coming from Ghana as well. But before then, let me announce the lines opened. You want to join us? 0208-133-2257 or 58. 0208-133-2257 or 58. You want to text, you want to WhatsApp, wherever you are, it's 075-3966-1744. 075-3966-1744. In US or Canada, you can call us, or the Caribbean area, call us. It is 001-718-303-2737. 001-718-303-2737. Our Twitter handle is Starr Radio UK, and email address is info@starradiouk.com. All right then. So now let's move on. Well, there seems to be a banter between some MPs. Member of Parliament for Ablekuma North, Sheila Battels, has cautioned fellow legislator Sam George to respect himself. In a Facebook post on Thursday, she stated that she will not descend into the gutters with Sam George. Sam Jata George, please respect yourself. We chose when to contribute on an issue and when not to. Do not attribute it to weakness, agreement, or otherwise. I will never stop or stoop down to your uncouth ways of addressing people who disagree with you. It's unbecoming of an honorable member, she noted. Now, Ms. Bartels added, I believe in the lead of His Excellency the President when he insists that the urgent problems of Ghana are those of development of the economy and improving the quality of lives, and not in your LGBTQI agenda. My thoughts and support for this position remains the same. In the conclusion, she said, remember, insults are for those who have nothing of value to give. Again, I say, respect yourself. Well, that is, should I call it below the belt one? That is all coming away from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. I bring it the time now to 2 minutes past the top of the hour. Well, NDC built a robust economic foundation. Hasty MPP government ruined it. Olayomi, I think he has come to debunk that statement, but it seems to be going on. National organizer, hopeful of the opposition New Democratic Congress, that's Henry Olayomi, has indicated that the erstwhile John Mahama administration laid a robust economic foundation before exiting office in 2017. According to him, without the efforts and achievement of former President Mahama government, the country would have been in ruins earlier than expected. Olayomi disclosed that Ghana's economy was on the verge of the restoration during his tenure and provided an exit plan for the IMF program. In an interview with Don, he said the NDC spokesperson alleged that the Akufo-Addo-led government ruined the successes ripped from the labor of the previous NDC government. Now, between the year 2017 and the Akufo-Addo government, when the Akufo-Addo government was elected into office, we all knew that Ghana's economy was very robust. We saw that we had single digits of for inflation rate. So, what brought us to where we are currently as a country? He quizzed. Now, all the good works of the previous John Mahama government, who left office for Akufo-Addo and Bawumia, the initiative of John Mahama that propelled Ghana into the stage where we were in a single-digit inflation rate. The 2017 budget was drafted by the NDC government, and it was just around mid-year that the NPP government changed a little things from the budget. We laid a very good foundation, and that was what brought the country this far. Some of these foundations was the mobilization of the revenue, where we introduced a couple of new taxes, which gradually was helping us exit the IMF program somewhere around 2019, he said. Again, we brought two other fields in addition to what we already had. The Jubilee fields at the time, the only sources of extraction. With these additions, we had over 170,000 barrels, which was enjoyed by Nana Akufo-Addo. This shows that we had the vision to revamp our economy to the promised land, but this current government was just in a rush, he added. Henry Olayomi further noted claims of World Bank boosting investor confidence in Ghana through the IMF is overrated unless we are able to sustain the economy after the IMF has done its bit. Now, how many times will we want to go to the IMF? Every time there is a cloud, dark clouds, we quickly run there. When there's sunshine, too much heat, we quickly run there. Can we put our hearts together such that it will get to a point where upon everything we don't need to go there? What do you think? It's all coming away from Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Okay, let me say good morning. Good afternoon to Ruth. I say Yoruba Nation now, no going back. Yoruba Nation now. Okay, 100%. Good. Ruth, thank you very much for posting your comments on our YouTube channel as well. Thank you. Continue to post your comments there. All right then. Now moving on to some other stories that is making the rounds in Ghana. A couple of that, and then we leave and go to other parts of Africa as well. Now, interestingly, there are shortages, food shortages in secondary schools in Ghana. Now, these are schools where government is supposed to be handling everything. Free SHS, the mantra which brought the current president and his party to power. The National Council of Parent Teacher Association in Eastern Region says it is planning to meet heads of secondary schools to see how best the association could help ameliorate the intermittent food shortages in the schools. Delays in delivery of non-perishable foods items to most schools intermittently results in the shortage of food items, hampering academic activities. Some parents have expressed concerns over the poor quality of meals serviced the students. Now, during the inauguration of Equipim Zone of National Council of Parent Teacher Association on Saturday, the Eastern Regional Chairman of the association, Joshua Tekpeno, said parents are ready and willing to support government to resolve feeding challenges in the schools. Now, normally, what we do is we meet with the authorities to see how best we can solve the problems because they are our children. Government is doing its best for by offering this free SHS. In Eastern Region alone, we have about 100 senior high schools. Central and other regions may have even more. So, as parents, we may have to come into also support the free SHS, and when we come in to support the free SHS through our little contributions, it will make education become stronger. But the question is, free SHS. Now, when started, we were saying that it should be means tested. It should be means tested. It should be means tested. Now, if I'm here, I can if I have a kid, okay, or school going age or secondary school going age or SHS, I'm able to afford to take care of. So why should government take care of that one for me? So I should be made to pay. You are getting, or look at all the ministers, look at all those people getting all those with all those big pets and everything that is going on. The benefits coming from those sites as well. Why should government still continue to pay for them? Do you think that if we had seen to that, by this time the schools will be facing shortages when it comes to food? Well, it is all what is happening there, but it's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. So do you think that the IMF will say cancel the free SHS, or what do you think is going to happen there? It is all Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. But the minority has given this statement to the president: take responsibility for Ghana's economic crisis. That was pertaining to having the negotiation. Minority in parliament has urged President Kufuor to take sole responsibility for his government decision to resort to an international monetary fund bailout. Now, some government functionaries and senior members of the NPP, including Gabi Asare-Dako, have blamed the delay in passage of the electronic transfer levy for the latest economic crisis. Now, the appointees believes that the 10% revenue generation from the e-levy has compelled the government to eat back its words of never running to fund for help. Now, speaking last week, now Minority Leader Haruna Idrisu argued that the president must rather blame his vice, who doubles as chairman for his economic management team, Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia, and Finance Minister Kenneth Oriata, for the crisis the country finds itself in. We want to state unequivocally. Okay, let me take it. Unequivocally, that President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and Dr. Bawumia should take full responsibilities for incompetently managing the economy, suffocating debt levels, which has necessitated the retreat for us to request an agreement with the International Monetary Fund for the restructuring of our debt. Well, what can Ghana do? Well, will the president, I mean, what negotiations are taking place? Well, we've not been privy to what took place there, but we'll be following it very, very closely. But well, another MP, minister, has come out to debunk the fact that the country is broke. And who is speaking? The Eastern Regional Minister said Kwame Echampong has refuted claims that that Ghana's economy was collapsing, hence decision by government to run to the International Monetary Fund for support. The government of Ghana commenced negotiations with the IMF last Wednesday, 2022, for a balance of payment support. The president Akufo-Addo had earlier engaged the IMF Managing Director Ms. Kristalina Georgieva to declare the government's intention. Now, some economists and financial analysts have said that Ghana's economy is in shambles and was nearing collapse, as manifested by increased inflation of about 27% amidst high debt levels of almost 80% of GDP, locking the country out of international capital market in the face of declining foreign exchange reserves of the country, which also exerted pressure on the local currency, causing the cedi to rapidly depreciate against major trading currencies. However, addressing congregation of Muslims at the Central Mosque in Koforidua to celebrate the Eid al-Adha, the Eastern Regional Minister said Ghana is not broke, as being fested by political capital by the opposition. Now, he said during the COVID pandemic, the president said we know how to bring back the economy, but not the debt. So it is the same path of economic restoration that we are on now. I know many people think Ghana is broke, reason we are going to IMF. No, that is not the case. Fund to run the country is available, but going to IMF for more funds to enable government continue its program and development projects. So it doesn't mean Ghana is broke. This is not the first time Ghana is going to IMF for the sake of politics. People will say government has mismanaged the economy, but that is not the case, said Kwame Echampong said. But if you are listening to me, do you think government mismanaged the case and that is why they are going there, or what? Interesting times. Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Alright then, we're going to take a break. We come back, we'll look at some of the other stories making the rounds in other parts of the African continent. We're going to be looking at Mali authorities. Sorry about that. Mali authorizes 49 Ivory Coast soldiers arrest. Now we'll be looking into that. What has brought about that story? I promise you, I'm going to be looking at that in the next few moments after this break. So stay tuned. Don't you go away.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go from Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Check me out. He tells me my energy is making him tired.
Yes!
How do you get the energy to do
I've been told that I have a lot of energy, but my goodness, I think today I have met my match, people. I have met my match, Miss Suzanne. Wow, amazing.
One of the things that's the start of the darkness. The whole of darkness.
So what did that
myself and the world in a just and 2019.
Forget the proverbial boardroom. Join me, Simone Frazier, on The CEO, the program that gives you the driving seat over your life. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. only on Starr Radio.
Welcome back to the program. It is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Bringing the time now to 18 minutes past the top of the hour. It is a Tuesday edition of the morning show. Now this afternoon exactly at 1:30 we're bringing you BB Means Business with BB Clement. So make a date with her once she comes on. Well, I'm going to be telling you more about what she's going to be doing in the next few moments. But wherever you are, stay tuned. Don't you go away. Well, this Thursday, they're having the event, the UK Black Business Entrepreneurs Conference 2022 is going to be taking place. New event speaker announcement. Well, BB Clement is going to be on. It's one of the speakers, international speaker, businesswoman, and author of How to Go from Employee to Entrepreneur, and she's a radio presenter as well. Well, it's happening live on Thursday, July 14, from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. BST at the NatWest Conference Center, 250 Bishopsgate, London, EC2M 4AA, the postcode. Nearest station, London Liverpool Street. For general inquiries, email conference teams at aspireconsultancy.com. For more information, visit aspireconsultancy.com in partnership with the MSD UK, PCU4, London Chamber of Commerce, Aspire, Marshall and Browns, and Black Businesses, and Starr Radio UK. All right then. So make a date. All right then. So it's Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Bringing the time now to 20 minutes past the top of the hour. Now let's look at other parts of Africa and look at the stories that is making the rounds. I am Archie. Now, Malian authorities have arrested nearly 50 soldiers from Ivory Coast who came to Mali to work for a contracting company of the United Nations mission in Mali. The government made an announcement on Monday calling the Ivorian soldiers mercenaries in a move that could raise tensions between the two West African countries. Now, 2 aircraft arrived at Mali's international airport Sunday with 49 soldiers with their weapons and ammunition of war, as well as other military equipment, said Malian government spokesperson Colonel Abdoulaye Maiga. Now, they were illegally on the national territory of Mali and the transitional government considers them mercenaries, he added. UN mission spokesperson Oliver Salgado has said that the Ivorian soldiers are not part of one of the MINUSMA in contingent, but have been deployed for several years in Mali as part of logistic support on behalf of one of their contingents. He said the arrival as relief would have been communicated beforehand to national authorities. They were working for a German company that is contracted by the UN mission known as the Sahelian Aviation Services. Now, Mega said they will put an end to the protection activity of Sahelian Aviation Services by foreign forces and demand their departure from Malian territory. The government invited the air company Sahelian Aviation Services to entrust its security to Malian defense and security forces, he said. Now, Mali's transitional government affirmed in June that it will not authorize the UN mission to investigate ongoing human rights violations in Mali, adding to further tension as France also withdrew its forces. What do you think that is going to bring about? Is it some miscommunication that has gone on? A relationship going to solve a relationship between Mali and Ivory Coast? What do you think is going to happen there? They just embarked on a trip to for whatever, but it's the Ivorian soldiers. They are not ex-soldiers, but these are soldiers. So, is it that Ivory Coast? No, it's Burkina Faso where Blaise Compaoré was living in Ivory Coast. So I don't know whether there are other Malian leaders living there as well. Okay, but we'll be following it very, very closely, and I'll be telling you as developments unfold. But I will hope that they see sense and let them go back to Ivory Coast if they think that they were there as mercenaries or whatever their trip was supposed to be was not well communicated. It is Star Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, in South Africa, the bar shooting that took place in Soweto, I did talk about that yesterday briefly. South Africa is reeling in shock from a spate of weekend bar shootings in which armed men burst into 3 taverns and opened fire, indiscriminately killing 21 people in total. The worst was in Johannesburg, Soweto Township, in which 15 people were killed and several others seriously injured when several men charged into a bar and started shooting with AK-47 semi-automatic rifles last Saturday night. Now, Namandla Mazumpa, who lost 3 relatives in the tavern shooting, said she was startled by gunshots in the middle of the night and started panicking when she discovered her 17-year-old grandson was not home. On Saturday night, as I was getting cozy in bed, I heard gunshots. It was as if it was happening right in my backyard. There was one gun that sounded like an AK-47 or some kind of machine gun. I had a sinking feeling in my stomach. That's when I knelt down beside the bed and started to pray. She said she left her home in search of him, only to find the bodies of her relatives at the tavern. A very, very sad one. But I was asking the question, what caused this attack to take place? What caused them to actually, whoever did that, to embark on sad, what, I don't know, crazy part to go and do that? I don't get it. Honestly, I don't know what might have gone on, but it's all coming your way from Star Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Well, we did talk about the fact that Blaise Compaoré had come to Burkina Faso for a conference whilst he was invited by the military government. In Burkina Faso, a group of lawyers are representing the civil parties in the case of former assassinated leader Thomas Sankara on Friday demanded the execution of an arrest warrant against the returned ex-leader Blaise Compaoré. The collective is indignant of what is described as a defiance of justice and calls on the judicial and political authorities to assume their responsibilities. The co-plotters, the pseudo-reconciliers, are simply trying to kill the rule of law and democracy in Burkina Faso. Take the other convicts. My friend Diender, he is serving his sentence. It must be said with dignity. But why is he a Burkina Faso and condemned? He is serving his sentence. What's different for Blaise Compaoré? He too is condemned. For him, they roll out the red carpet. Ask Prosper Farama, a member of the collective of Thomas Sankara's lawyers. Now, Burkina Faso strongman Lieutenant Colonel Paul Henry Sandungo Damiba says an ex-president summit he organized aims to provide Burkina Faso with peace and cohesion rather than impunity after controversy erupted following the invitation of former President Blaise Compaoré. But the question is, at what time do you say, let's let sleeping dogs lie, when others are serving in that same for that same charges, or fines, or sentences? Why? So there's a bit of a confusion there, but I hope they're able to resolve that, because if he was part of the team and he was sentenced in absentia and he is in the country, then he must be made to face the full rigors of the law. But the ruling government say that we've had enough of that, let's just move on. But I think that the families or supporters of Thomas Sankara will also just sit and just say that let's take it on like that. Somebody say it was all cool at the time. So cool. Somebody kills, and then that is the rule of coup d'etat, not the rule of law or civil or civilian rule as we normally say. But it is all coming away from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. One more story and then we'll move on from the African continent. Tributes are continuing to pour in for Angola's former leader Dos Santos. Angola's president João Lourenço and government officials on Monday opened the signing of a condolence book. Angola's president João Lourenço and government officials on Monday opened the signing of a condolence book for former President José Eduardo dos Santos, who died last Friday. Now, members of parliament, high-ranking military officials, constitutional court judges, and religious leaders participated in the commemoration event for the former president. We worked together until we reached peace in the country. We started the national reconciliation, national unity was established, and he began the national reconstruction of our country. These are remarkable and unforgettable moments, said Fernando de Piedade Diaz dos Santos, president of the National Assembly. Dos Santos died on July 8 in a clinic in Barcelona, Spain. He was 79 years old and died following a long illness. He had ruled Angola for almost 40 years. Lourenço on Friday declared 5 days of mourning following the death of the former leader. May his soul rest in perfect peace. I know people who were against him will not wish him anything good as I'm doing so. But well, he said this time, whatever he did, I hope that lessons are learned. And as my colleague Frank normally says, history is a dialogue between the past, the present, and a stepping stone for the future. So what have we learned out of that, and how can that help us? That is the way forward. But it's all coming away from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Okay, we take a break and then we bring you what is happening in other parts of the world. Well, breaking news coming from the UK front. Deputy Prime Minister Dominic Raab backs Rishi Sunak's campaign to be next Conservative leader, and Prime Minister while Grant Shapps pulls out of the race. Grant Shapps have pulled out of the race. A lot more going to be coming your way, but let's take this break and I'll be with you. Stay tuned. and don't you go away.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go from Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy. Welcome back to the program. It is Starr Radio UK. Yes, and it is the edition of the morning show, the Tuesday edition, of course. I am Archie. Now let's move on to the final part of this program today. But as I said earlier on, the lines are still open. You want to join in, you want to hop in, you want to post your comments, you want to say anything, feel free to do so. Now, looking at some of the stories making the rounds in other parts of the world, Shinzo Abe, Japanese mourners pay last respect to ex-prime minister at his funeral. Now, huge crowds have lined the streets of Tokyo to pay their last respect to ex-prime minister of Japan, Shinzo Abe, who was assassinated last week. The 67-year-old was shot dead on Friday while speaking at a campaign event in the southern city of Nara. On Tuesday, a hearse carried Abe's body through the capital and past landmarks to the funeral hall where he was then cremated. A private funeral had been held earlier at the Sojoji Temple. Across Tokyo, flags flew at half-mast, and outside the temple, a long line of mourners stretched over 2 blocks, many carrying bouquets. The hearse traveled past the headquarters of Abe's Liberal Democratic Party, the LDP, before making its way to the Prime Minister's residence, where the Prime Minister, Fumio Kishida, and other lawmakers received the motorcade. After that, it passed the Parliament building where Abe first entered as lawmaker in 1993 before arriving at the Kirigaye Funeral Hall. Shinzo Abe's funeral was supposed to be a private affair close to all but family and friends, but Japan's public had decided otherwise. From early this morning, they began lining outside the giant Sojoji temple in central Tokyo to lay flowers at a small table set out to one side of the main complex. The weather forecast was heavy thunder showers, but as the funeral service began, inside the crowds on the streets outside only grew larger. By 14:30, that is 6:30 this morning, there were tens of thousands of people lining the streets all the way from Sojoji to the Parliament's building at Nagatacho. Now, it says, I was standing, a bystander said, I was standing in the crowd outside the Prime Minister's office as the funeral cortege drove towards us. A hush fell across the crowd, and all you could hear was the news helicopters circling above. Now, people bow to Mrs. Abe sitting in the front of the hearse, holding her husband's funeral tablet. Behind me, people began to sob loudly. Then some shouted out, Abe-san, thank you so much. A few seconds later, the hearse was gone. A middle-aged woman behind me was dabbling her tears with her handkerchief. Now he goes on and says, we will never have another politician like him, she said. Shinzo Abe was undoubtedly a divisive and controversial figure. His views on the history of World War II were often troubling. But the crowds of Japanese who turned out to say goodbye to him today, Abe-san was just the best prime minister they'd known. Abe was Japan's longest serving post-war prime minister and one of its most influential politicians, and his death has sent shockwaves through a nation where incidences of gun violence are extremely rare. Now, police said the gunman targeted Abe due to grievances he had with a religious group that he believed Abe was a part of, but they are still investigating what the gunman's motives were and whether he acted alone. We say it once again, may his soul rest in perfect peace. It is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. In other stories as well, now Iran is set to prepare to supply Russia with drones. Now Iran plans to supply Russia with potentially hundreds of drones for its war in Ukraine, some with combat capabilities, a U.S. official has said. Now White House National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan said this information received by the U.S. suggested that Iran was preparing to train Russian forces to use the drones. He added that it was unclear whether Iran had delivered them yet. Drones have played an integral part in the war for both Ukraine and Russia. Now, just last week, Ukraine appealed for donation of thousands of drones to aid its war effort. Both sides are using them to spot the enemy's position and then help direct and correct their own artillery fire on a target. The Kremlin has said Russia President Vladimir Putin will travel to Iran's capital Tehran on the 19th. And that's next week Tuesday. He is expected to meet Iranian President Ibrahim Raisi and Turkish Recep Tayyip Erdogan for peace talks on Syria. Mr. Sullivan added that that intelligence received by the U.S. supported the view that Russia's assault on eastern Ukraine was coming at a cost to the sustainment of its own weapons. He also observed that Iranian drones had previously been used by Yemen's Houthi rebels to attack Saudi Arabia. Now, his comments came ahead of U.S. President Joe Biden's visit to Israel and Saudi Arabia this week. Neither country has so far joined sanctions against Russia over its war in Ukraine. Israel sees Iran, which calls for its elimination, as its biggest regional threat. The U.S. and other allies have applied billions of dollars worth of weapons on Ukraine since the invasion in February. Mr. Sullivan said the U.S. could continue to sustain the effective defense of Ukraine. In other development, the death toll in Russia rocket strike on a block of flats in eastern Ukraine on Saturday has risen to 34, making it one of the deadliest attacks on a civil target in recent months. When will this war actually come to an end? Somebody will say, we or you and I were not there and we don't know. Now, a precious blood relics has turned up after Abbey theft. Now, let me bring you that story. It's quite an interesting one. The Catholic Church was shocked last month when an ornate golden artifact said to contain drops of Jesus' blood was stolen shortly before an annual celebration in northern France. Somebody come to say a drop of Jesus' blood. Well, we all ask whether it's true or not. That is something else. Now, 6 weeks later, a Dutch art sleuth has described how the relics were handed over to him in an elaborate operation. Arthur Brand says he will now give them to please to return them to Abbey. Now, 7 to 8% of stolen art is returned and much of it's destroyed. In this case, I think the thief had no idea what it was. The relics were stolen late at night on the 1st of June from the sacristy at Fécamp, northeast of the port of Le Havre. The thief is believed to have been locked in the building overnight, and there was little security at the time. The relics contained 2 lead vials, which, according to legend, were thrown into the sea in a trunk and washed ashore at Fécamp, as well as the lead bulbs of a number of liturgical dishes and other objects were stolen. Mr. Brand, who is widely known for his work in tracking down stolen art and artifacts, described how he was contacted by email by someone who revealed the relics had been stored at the home of a friend of the thief. Now, when the friend realized what it was, he then passed it on to the person who emailed the Dutch art detective, who suggested that they leave it on his doorstep and ring the bell. Returning it direct to the Abbey ran the risk of arrest, Mr. Brand explained. Now, Le Havre Bishop Jean-Luc Brunin said at the time that it was an unbearable attack on people's faith and part of tradition that stretched back until the 12th century. All right then. Well, I think I need to go to where can I get Jesus' clothing? The one that he wore that was ripped, and the one that whether he was wearing in the trunks that they had the blood, some of the blood in. I really want to get that. You know, yeah. If you can help me out, what about that? I don't say go ahead naked. I don't know where that is, but if we can find out that, okay. It is all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. We're going to bring the program to a close in the next few moments, but stay tuned. Don't you go away. Simon Farah has been revealed he was trafficked to the UK as a child. So, I was asking the question. I was thinking back in the day. I think Prince Philip was also saying that he was also trafficked out of his original. Is it Greece or where? I've forgotten where he was trafficked from as well. Now, Simon Farah was brought to the UK legally as a child and forced to work as a domestic servant, he has revealed. The Olympic star has said he was given the name Mohammed Farah by those who flew him over from Djibouti. His real name is Hussein Abdi Kahin. He was flown over from the East African country, aged 9, by a woman he had never met, and then made to look after another family's children. He says, for years I just kept blocking it out, the Team GB athlete says, but you can only block it out for so long. The long distance runner has previously said he came to the UK from Somalia with his parents as a refugee. But in a documentary and a Red Bull studio scene and airing on Wednesday, he says his parents have never been to the UK. His mother and two brothers live on their family farm in breakaway state of Somaliland. His father Abdi was killed by stray gunfire when Samo was 4 years old in civil violence in Somaliland. Somaliland declared independence in 1991, but it's not internationally recognized. Now, Samo says he was almost 8 or 9 years old when he was taken from home to stay with family in Djibouti. He was then flown over to the UK by a woman he had never met and wasn't related to. She told him he was being taken to Europe to live with relatives there, something he says he was excited about. I'd never been on a plane before, he says. The woman told him to say his name was Mohammed. He says she had fake travel documents with her that showed his photo next to the name Mohammed Farah. Now, when they arrived in the UK, the woman took him to her flat in Hounslow, West London, and took a piece of paper of him that had his relatives' contact details on. Now, right in front of me, she ripped it up and put it in the bin. At that moment, I knew I was in trouble, he says. Samuel says he had to do housework and childcare if I wanted food in my mouth. He says the woman told him, if you ever want to see your family again, don't say anything. Often, I would just lock myself in the bathroom and cry. He says, for the first few years, the family didn't allow him to go to school. But when he was about 12, he enrolled in year 7 at Feltham Community College. Staff were told Samo was a refugee from Somalia. His old form tutor, Sarah Rennie, tells that he came to school unkept and uncared for, that spoke very little English and was an emotionally and culturally alienated child. She says the people who said they were his parents didn't attend any parents' evenings. Wow. Samo's PE teacher, Alan Watkinson, noticed a transformation in the young boy when he hit the athletics track. The only language he seemed to understand was the language of PE and sport, he says. Samo says sport was a lifeline for him as the only thing I could do to get away from this living situation was to get out and run. He eventually confided in Mr. Watkinson about his true identity, his background, and the family he was being forced to work for. Now, the PE teacher contacted the social services and helped Samo to be fostered by another Somalian family. I still miss my real family, but from that moment, everything got better, Samo said. I felt like a lot of stuff was lifted off my shoulders, and I felt like me. That's when Mo came out, the real Mo. Samo began making a name for himself as an athlete, and age 14, he was invited to compete for English schools at a race in Latvia, but he didn't have any travel documents, so he didn't turn up. Well, so it is already okay. What should be done to him? Now he's done his bit. He served his time. What can be done to him? Now, Chancellor Nadim Zahawi, who was forced to flee Iraq with the family when he was 11, said hearing Samo's story was heartbreaking and painful. I salute Mo Farah with an amazing human being. What an amazing human being to have gone through that trauma in childhood, to come through it and be such a great role model. It is truly inspirational. Well, there are others who have been through that hell and continue to be through that. But, well, with a kudos to them and to those parents or those carers who mistreat people. At times, I don't get them. I don't really get them. But, well, it is already UK. We're going to be running up pretty soon. Don't demonize Boris Johnson. Rishi Sunak won stories at campaign lunch. Hey! Okay. Now let me bring you more on that. Former Chancellor Rishi Sunak has launched his bid to become Conservative leader, warning against demonizing the remarkable Boris Johnson. He also hit out at his rival tax cut promises, dismissing them as not credible until the rate of inflation is brought under control. 10 candidates are running to be Tory leader and Prime Minister after Transport Secretary Grant Shapps withdrew from the contest. They face elimination if they do not get the backing of 20 MPs by 18 hours BST. 3 of the candidates, Mr. Sunak, Trade Minister Penny Mordaunt, and backbench MP Tom Tugendhat, have so far passed that threshold. Now, Chancellor Nadeem Zahawi, he also had enough support to get through. In a series of votes, Tory MPs will begin whittling the candidates down on Wednesday, with the final 2 going to a full ballot of around 160,000 Conservative Party members over the summer. In a busy morning, Mr. Tungat and former Equalities Minister Kemi Badenoch also officially launched their leadership bids with media events that was also enabled them to demonstrate their support. Withdrawing from the contest, Mr. Shapps pledged his support to Mr. Sunak, with Deputy Prime Minister Dominic Raab also backing him. Now, but Tory heavyweight Michael Gove, sacked from the cabinet last week by Mr. Johnson, is among those supporting Ms. Badenoch. And former senior minister Damien Green is one of the MPs backing Mr. Tungat. Now, at his lunch in central London, Mr. Sunak, who quit the government last week in protest at Mr. Johnson's leadership style, said Boris Johnson is one of the most remarkable people I've ever met, and whatever some commentators may say, he has a good heart. He added, is he flawed? Yes, and so are the rest of us. Mr. Sunak said he had resigned because Mr. Johnson's leadership was no longer working, but he would have no part in rewriting of history that seeks to demonize Boris, exaggerate his faults, or deny his efforts. So far, the contest has focused on the issues of tax cuts, with most candidates saying they will make them immediately if they go into Downing Street. Well, it's going to be an interesting one. Mr. Sunak warned that it was not credible to promise more spending and lower taxes in the immediate term. While they may be politically inconvenient for me, it is also the truth, he added, as is the fact that once we've gripped inflation, I will get the tax burden down. It is a question of when, not if. The candidates for the party leadership are former Equalities Minister Kemi Badenoch, Anthony, my apologies, so my dad is Anthony, and I've got my own friend Anthony Adedeji as well. Attorney General Zuela Braverman, Foreign Office Minister Raymond Shisti, former Foreign Secretary Jeremy Hunt, former Health Secretary Sajid Javid, Trade Minister Penny Mordaunt, former Chancellor Rishi Sunak, Foreign Secretary Liz Truss, Foreign Affairs Committee Chair Tom Tugendhat, and Chancellor Nadeem Zahawi. The result is due to be announced on the 5th of September. Who will take the helm of affairs in the UK will be watching and following very closely. It is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. One final story and then we go. When it comes to warfare, now SAS operatives in Afghanistan repeatedly killed detainees and unarmed men in suspicious circumstances, investigation has said. Now, newly obtained military reports suggests that one unit may have unlawfully killed about 54 people in a 6-month tour. The BBC have found evidence suggesting that the former head of special forces failed to pass on evidence to a murder inquiry. The Minister of Defense said British troops served with courage and professionalism in Afghanistan. The BBC understands that General Sir Mark Carlton Smith, the former head of the UK Special Forces, was briefed about the alleged unlawful killings but did not pass on the evidence to the Royal Military Police, even after the RMP began a murder investigation into the SAS squadron. Now, General Carlton Smith, who went on to become head of the army before stepping down last month, declined to comment to this story. Panorama analyzed hundreds of pages of SAS operational accounts, including reports covering more than a dozen kills or capture raids carried out by one SAS squadron in the Helmand in 2010 and 2011. Individuals who served with the SAS squadron on that deployment told the BBC they witnessed the SAS operatives kill unarmed people during night raids. They also said they saw the operatives using so-called drop weapons, that's AK-47, planted at the scene to justify the killing of an unarmed persons. Wow, that is a devastating one there. But hey, this is where I bring the program for a close for today. I want to say once again, thank you very much for joining me. This afternoon exactly at 1:30, BB Clement is going to come your way with BB Means Business. It's going to be a repeat broadcast of what we brought you last week. But on that note, let me say have a top of the day. There's going to be lots of music after that program, but stay tuned, don't you go away. Enjoy this song, and it's a cover version of Kojo Entry's song Made of Papa. That means my sweet lover or my dear lover. So, grateful to you for joining me, and I say have a top of the day. Bye bye for now. I am yours sincerely, the one and only Archie.
Made of papa wunyum nepwe. Made of papa wunyum nepwe. Made of papa wunyum nepwe. Sorry, and a pa, you won't find me.
But let me say thank you to for last day, Onabanjo. Thank you for the love that you're showing as well for last day.
Thanks for listening. 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 Thanks for listening.
Son of dear, a brand new was here. A brand new was him, Susanna, winning Pancasa. Tintumbrania, Bobby, if I was a brand new Jimmy, so how do you wait? Need a football when you way. Need a football when you way. Oh, only one minute now. Oh, yeah. Oh, only one missing the oh. Me come away, can't send the baby true me, Mammy Moon Sabemi. Me to be a CA, put your dama to your bed. Me to sue, I'm sorry, how do you